Hello.
Morning, Sayadaw.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sayadaw.
Good morning. Good morning. How is everything with you these days?
Con có ba để phèo.
Don't forget to wear the mask if you go out. And in Myanmar also, yesterday we found a new community, new patient in community with the coronavirus. So we have to be very careful. So if we are ready, let's pay homage by the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So in continuation of the previous week lecture, so today also we are going to continue. We are going to study study about the wisdom, about the jnana sambhayutta. Last week I'm going to share Microsoft. Last week I discussed with you about the jnana. Okay, jnana. The popular word for the jnana is IQ, EQ, and SQ. These three things, one way or another, involve the potentiality or the capacity of the wisdom, knowledge. But among them, the IQ and EQ should be balanced with the SQ, spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence here does not mean the intelligence we receive from the God or Creator. But what we mean is that our own analysis, our own understanding. So these things are called SQ. So that can be developed from the intelligence. So intelligence can be understood as a knowledge. Then here among the three things, knowledge, intelligence, and wisdom. So if we are going to interpret IQ as a knowledge, then we can interpret SQ as what? Intelligence, spiritual intelligence. Emotion is we keep it as emotion. Then when we develop this intelligence, spiritual intelligence through our Bhavanamaya Jnana, again and again, then it will be leading to the penetrative wisdom. So that will be the simple wisdom. But in my understanding, it is recognized as wisdom is the highest level of the knowing. So, in order to attain the intelligence or knowledge, past knowledge, and then to develop up to the state of wisdom, then Atasalini commentator gave what? Four kinds of causes for the arising of this kind of wisdom. And last week I already discussed, but some of recording may not cover these four kinds of part. That's why I will repeat a little bit again. So number one factor is karma by means of the meritorious action that has been done with the aspiration to be wise. So it refers to previous karma. We have done, we should have done meritorious deeds, especially with the aspiration to become a wise in the previous existence. That is a karma. So when we know something about the Venerable, the first Dipitaka Sayadaw Mingo Sayadaw, then we are inspired so much. We are impressed by his life account so much. So that's in that case, we want to be like him. We want to become the person like Venerable Vijayada Sarabhivansa, the first Mengon, but the first Tipitaka Sayadaw. So with this aspiration in mind, we do meritorious deeds, dana or sila or meditation, bhavana or and so on. Then that karma will lead us to become a wise person. It is a kind of condition. It can be regarded as a kind of condition to become a wise in this current existence or in the future existences. So that karma also very important for us to become a wise. And also number two is ubabadido, by means of existence, where rebirth take place. So our locality is our locality plays equal role in becoming a wise person. So suppose if we are born as a place where there is no education at all, then we may have a very, very difficult chance. Okay, very difficult chance to study, to go to school, and to get higher knowledge. That's why Ubabadido also very important place, very important factor. So the existence in which we born, so he may be even though as a person who have done previously, who have done good karmas in the previous life or became a wise person. But unfortunately, if we born in a very, very poor condition, then we will not have will not be much benefited for studying. Okay. So also, so if even though we have done good karmas to become a wise in the future existences, but unfortunately near our death moment, there be a unwholesome consciousness, either lobha or dosa or moha. Then these three things will lead us to the woeful states. So in the Wobu stage, Wobu stage is not a good place for us to become to develop our intelligence. But if we born as a human being, it's okay. If we born as a and also if we are born as a deva or Brahma and so on, so these existences will be very helpful for us to become a wiser and wiser, to be more intelligent persons. So number 3 is Indriya Paribhagado, majority of the faculties. So faculty here we can interpret in 2 ways. Number 1 is faculty of the what? Saddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya. Okay, these faculties are ripping or mature enough to understand or to develop a wisdom. Another thing is, but in the Athasalini commentary, Indriya Paribhaga refers to the what? The Panyadasaka, the age between 41, starting from the 41 to 50. This 10 years is said to be the Panyadasaka, among the 10 decades. 10 decades in our life. If our life is divided into 10 portions, 10 parts, 10 divisions, then the fifth division will be what? Panyadasaka. So, the age of wisdom, okay, the age of knowledge. So here in the commentary it is said that in that age, even a Dha person can be a little bit wise, okay? So because major yeah, you see for over 40 years in a life, we learn a lot, okay? We have learned a lot. And also we played a lot, and also we encounter with many different people. So, and also we encounter with many different circumstances in our life. So that make us more intelligence, okay? In the age between 41 to 50. That's why it is said to be Panyadasaka. So before Panyadasaka is a Baladasaka, physically strong, okay? The age of what? The age of the strength. Physically strong, mentally strong. And also before that is 1 decade, that is called Vanadasaka. Okay, Vanadasaka means is a what? From 30, from 21 to, yeah, from 21 to 30, within this age, okay, between this age, it is said to be the most handsome age, the most handsome period, or the most beautiful period for a people. And then number 2 decade is Kheda Dasaka, starting from what, 11 to 20. So they find delight in the enjoyments. So by playing or by running or by in many other ways from age 11 up to the 20. And then from age number 1 to age number 10, that is called Manda Dasaka, very tender age. Okay, so in this way, Commendata divide the existence, our life, 100 years of our life into 10 decades. So beyond the 50 is not quite good, normal generally. So maybe 51 to 60 is called Hani Dasaka, decline. the age of a decline, start to decline our physical strength as well as the mental ability, they start to decline, Hanidasaka. So the decline that will not stop until we die. So here, and then number 7, Pabara Dasaka. Okay, the age of Pabara. Pabara is how to say? Pabara means okay. Okay, 61 to 70. It is a Pabara Dasaka. So our eyes, while we are young, our eyes will uh, we can imagine that the face. So the face is full of faculty, full of what? Yeah, full of faculty. The skin is how do you say? Strong enough. So no wrinkles are there. But over the 60, over the age 60 to 70, then our eyes are going behind, and also the skin are losing, so the bones are getting more obvious, bony body. So it happens like that. So and also number 8, 81 to 90. Huh? Number 8. Okay, number 8. Decade is a Wenga Dasaka. Wenga Dasaka means our body no longer straight enough. Our hands are no longer straight enough. Maybe it's a bending. Wenga. Vanga means a bending. Our back is a bending, okay, inclining. So number 9, number 9 is a what? 81 to 90, okay? 81 to 90 is a Momuha Dasaka. If we live long in our life, up to the age number 90, then mostly we become a forgetful, okay? We become a forgetful. Just now we said, and then we forget. So, and then number 10 is from age number 91 to 100. That they go Sayana Dasaka. Okay? Sayana Dasaka means what? Even though we are alive, since we are no longer strong enough, we most of our time lie on our bed. So that they call Sayana Dasaka. So Mandi Din Dasaka, the commentator refers to the Banya Dasaka. Okay, the age number 41 to 50 is said to be the what? The Indriya Bribhaga, majority of the faculties. In this age, the wise person will be wiser than ever before, and even the Dha person can become a little bit wise. So that's why this is the one. They become one of the condition for the rising of a wisdom. And also number 4 point is more important. Kilesa duri bhavado. Even though our karma is very good, supportive karma, and also we live in a very good condition, very good locality, and also our faculty, life faculties are very getting mature enough. But if we have filled with the what? If our mind is filled with the what? Mental corruptions or mental defilements, mental endosins or kilesa. Okay. So then, it will not be good condition for us to develop a wisdom. So, Loba is there. Whenever Loba is there, Moha will be there. Okay, whenever dosa is there, moha also there. So loba, dosa, moha, when these defilements or other defilements are there, then our mental stream is not pure enough, not clear enough, not ready to for the development of the wisdom or knowledge or intelligence. That's why these four conditions are given in the Adhasalini commentary for the rising of wisdom. If we want to develop our wisdom in this existence, so we can know that we have a good karma in our previous existences. That's why we have done. That's why we are here to study, to have a chance to study the Buddha Dhamma, especially Vidhamma. And also Upapati, though we are in a good condition, good locality, we can understand the teachings of the Buddha. So regarding that, last week I encourage you to read one of the discourses about from the Sutta Central. I think you have read. So this Sutta, in that Sutta, the point here, why the commentator quoted is that, so he want to show the local, how important the locality is. Okay. So suppose we have studied, listened the Dhamma very carefully, attentively, and also we reflect on the Dhamma, and also we apply the Dhamma knowledge into our life. But if our wisdom is strong enough, before we die, we can become an enlightened person. But sometimes if we cannot become an enlightened person in this very life, maybe if we born in a Deva war, okay, if we born in the Deva war, heavenly destiny, then over there, sometimes Dhamma discussions and Dhamma talk are there among the deities. So while you are there, then sometimes you may overheard their discussion, and then that knowledge where the old knowledge, the knowledge you have acquired in the previous existence, will be very helpful uh, to be brightened in that life, and so on. So in this way, that Sutta encourage you to listen the Dhamma talk as well as to study the Dhamma book, and also not to end up with the just by listening, but to make to have an attentive ear. So while you are listening, you have to be attentive. Okay, you have to pay attention, and also don't end up with the pay attention and listening only, but you have to reflect the Dhamma you have acquired within your mind. And then after that, what? You have to apply the Dhamma knowledge, whether it is applicable. You will find it, whether it is applicable in your life, physically, mentally, ethically, spiritually, and so on. So in this way, we have to develop our wisdom. So, and also in this way, if we do like this, okay, if we apply the Dhamma into our life, our existences, then the spiritual intelligence will be very strong enough to keep the balance between I, you, and E, okay? Whatever emotion arises, you may, through the intelligence, spiritual intelligence, you will be able to discern what is the cause, what is the effect, okay? What will be the benefit if I follow the emotion and so on. So all the time, spiritual intelligence will be served as a guidance for these two part of the brain two function of the brain. Number one, intellectual function, intelligence and emotional intelligence. Then the life will be much better, and also the wisdom will be brighter than ever before. Then uh, in this way, it will lead us to the peaceful current existence and also happy condition in the future existence, as well as it will lead to the total extension of the defilement. Okay, total extension of the defilement. So aswakaya jnana, it will lead to the aswakaya jnana. So this is something about the four conditions for the rising of the wisdom. So as you all know that to rise the wisdom, there are two conditions in brief. One is external condition, another is internal conditions. Okay. When these conditions are served, uh, provided, then it is good for us to develop a wisdom. Okay. So that is, no, and then not a new information for you. You have repeatedly studied uh, about this one. Acquiring knowledge, right knowledge especially. Sammadeti, the cause for the rising of a sammadeti, right? Sammadeti is the right knowledge, right understanding, we can say. So sammadeti has a two reasons, two conditions. The number one is external condition. That's in Bali called what? Parado gosa. Para, the other, gosa means voice. So listening to the other's voice. Okay, we have to pay you as an ordinary person. If we are not a Buddha, we have to listen to the others. Through the listening, or nowadays, we have to read the books, right? We have to read the books, many are there, and also we have to listen to the Dhamma tape or audio and records and so on. And also we have to acquire, it means we have to acquire the knowledge through the reading, through the studying, through the listening. Because ancient time, they don't have a what? They don't have a book. They don't have a writing, writing culture. So they carry their knowledge through the what? Through the learning, through the recitation. That's why if you read the Pali text, then many times you can find the word Bahu Sutta, right? Bahu Sutta. Sutta means the hearing. We should have a lot of hearing, right? Bahu, many. Sutta means hearing. It indicate the word indicate that they learn through the hearing, through the listening, not through the reading. But that's why now. But nowadays here we have many what learning aids are there. Okay, many ways to learn, many ways to improve our knowledge. That's not only by listening to the other's voice, but also by reading the contribution, literary contribution of the great scholars or eminent scholars or meditation masters and so on. So that is called Brahdogosa. Without Brahdogosa, that is external condition. So even though we have an external condition there, we have a lot of books, we have a very easy access to listen the Dhamma talk. Now also you see Mr. Ryan record and then make a video and then put on the YouTube. then even though it has, you have access to listen or to study, but if you don't, if you have no desire, okay, then no desire to listen the Dhamma, no study to listen the, no desire to study the Dhamma, then you will not listen the Dhamma. So that's why our brother Gosa also play the important role. Without the instruction of the Buddha, or without the instruction of the eminent scholars, or meditation masters, or learned masters, then we cannot acquire a knowledge. Then number two, even though there is such a books and records or whatever materials are there, if we if we fail to have the yoniso manasikara, proper reflection, that's the internet conditions. If we fail to have a proper reflection, then no, you will not be able to acquire the knowledge. You will not be able to transform the knowledge into the intelligence, your own intelligence. So you just, for example, you listen and then you just take note, no reflection, okay, no examination, no evaluation, no analysis. You don't make any analysis, as well as you don't try to evaluate. So that they call what? Yoniso. You are lack of a yoniso manasikara. And also, sometimes you listen the voice, the sound, or read the book. Suppose you get a book reading by the very eminent scholar, but you don't like the scholar. Okay, your mind is guided by the emotion, like or dislike. Oh, I don't like this scholar. I don't like his writing, so you just put aside the book. Then even though the book is there, you will not have a chance to have access because of the unwise or improper reflection. So that's why we need to have a proper reflection. Why we are listening to the other's voice or other's guidance. So if we are with the proper reflection, it is very good for us to develop, to transform the knowledge into intelligence. You see, when we read about the Vajika Buddhas, okay, Vajika Buddhas mostly in the Sutta Nibbana Bali. If you have a time, please try to read there. Khagavisana Sutta is about the in that Sutta. Khagavisana rhinoceros. This sutta, the discourse is how to say, the discourse in which the Buddha retold about the Vajika Buddhas. How, and also if we read together with the commentary, it is better for you to understand their background, the background of each verses. So in one of the, what I remember is in one of the in one of the the verses. So the Vajika Buddha to be, he was a king, and then one day he saw his servant lady. She was making a nowadays we can call tanaka paste. So for him now, or maybe with the sandalwood, he is trying to. She is trying to get a sandal paste the paste from the sandalwood by crushing it on the stone slab, on a kind of a flattened stone. Then on that day, she is wearing in one hand, she wear one of the, how to say, something like a handshake, or how to say, something we wear in the wrist. In Myanmar, we call leg out. Okay.
Bracelet, Sayadaw?
Yeah, bracelet. Yeah, bracelet. So she is in one hand. She wear only one bracelet. So, but on the another, in each hands, maybe right side one bracelet, left side one bracelet. So then why she was making a paste? So there is no sound. But as all of a sudden, she removed a bracelet from one hand, and then she put two bracelets together in one hand. Okay, and then after that she continued to make a paste on the sandalwood. Then because there are two bracelets, then they crush each other, and then they attach each other, and then they make a sound. They appear the sound. Then the Bajika Buddha to be the king, while he was reflecting on this scene, so what he came to realize is that, so if we are alone, there will be no, how to say, no violence. So, but if we have to associate with many people, two or many people, then there will be disagreement and fighting, as well as many violence are there. So in this way, he trying to reflect his mind, and then it makes him to become a Vajika Buddha. Okay, to develop the knowledge, his knowledge into what, intelligence, spiritual intelligence. So that is how powerful the proper reflection is. Okay. So also I think you know that, what is that? Who is the scientist? You remember who is the scientist? When he when he saw an apple fall down from the tree, and then he got a theory. What theory?
Isaac Newton.
Einstein.
Isaac Newton said
Newton.
Newton. Okay, Newton. Thank you. What theory it is? Relativity theory or whatever.
Gravity.
gravity.
Huh?
Gravity said.
Oh, gravity. Yeah, gravity. So that is with the right proper reflection, you can get, okay, that idea. Okay, not the information only. Information is there. Everyone can see the rising, falling down on the leaves or fruits or whatever on the earth. But only with the proper reflection, they can penetratively understand. So that is how powerful Yoniso Manasikara is. Okay. So there are many other good examples for these things. So when we have these two conditions, external and internal conditions, then we can, how to say, through the external condition, we can accumulate informations and data. Okay, the facts are there, And then with the wise reflection, we can transform this data into what? Intelligence. So, but these two, both of them are equally important for us in acquiring and developing our knowledge or wisdom, or to become a what? A Samma deity. So, regarding the yonis of manasikara, okay, regarding the yonis of manasikara, how to have a proper reflection. So we are encountering with many teachings we are receiving. Okay, we are listening to the many lectures or reading many books, and also we are discussing. We are making discussion, Dhamma discussions with the many other people. Maybe on the one thing, we may have a different ideas and different way of thinking. Suppose now in the Anapana, when people are talking about the Anapana, in-breath and out-breath. Okay, meditation on the in-breath and out-breath. So what is in-breath and out-breath? There is a different interpretation. Okay, in-breath, how to practice a meditation on the object of in-breath and out-breath. Okay, different interpretations are there. So in the commentary, in the sub-commentary, and also many different kinds of, in the commentary you can see what the anapana can be developed through the way of accounting, Kandana method, okay? So not just in-breath and out-breath, that should be developed by way of accounting method, okay? Starting from 1 to 10 or and so on. So that is different interpretations are there. So when we encounter with a different interpretation on the meditation or on the same topic, then what we do? So I like to encourage you to read this sutta. Please read here, Kajjana Gutta Sutta, in the Samyutta, Nidanawaka Samyutta, Pali. Okay. So there you can have a proper guidance for you to have a proper reflection. I think I have it. Yeah, I make it ready for you. Samyutta Nikaya, connected discourse on the. This is a translation of the Bhikkhu body. The point here is the Buddha. This sutta is very short, but a very meaningful sutta. I like it so much about this sutta. When this sutta, because I overlook in the previously, because it is short and maybe I think it is short and not much information. But one day I happened to listen the Dhamma talk, Dhamma explanation given by the Awadata Sayadaw Dr Nandamala Vivansa. So happened to listen his talk, and then I tried to find the the original source and read, and then became to the understand that this sutta very profound and deep, and also even though short, concise, but it's precise. So this sutta is a very good guidance for us to have to become a right view, okay, to have a right view, right understanding in our life. So in this sutta, according to the standard given in this sutta, in my understanding that it is very, very rare to become a what? To have a right view, right understanding, even among the Buddhist people. Okay, so this sutta is very profound, and also, and then you read by yourself, and then you can analyze whether do I really have right view or not? Okay, so to become To become a Buddhist, real Buddhist, is to have a right view, right? Without having right view, we cannot be rightly recognize ourselves as a Buddhist. So how difficult to have a right view is there. Here you see very short discourse, and also this is so that encourage us to be how guide us how to have a proper proper reflection whatever we encounter. Okay, here the Buddha said the people depends on the what. Mostly we depend on what? Duality. Okay, this what? Duality. We depends on duality. Dvaya Nisita. Dvaya Nisita. Here duality means upon the notion of existence and then upon the notion of a non-existence. So whatever happened to us, we try to reflect basing on the notion of existence or non-existence. So if you read this Sutta, you can judge yourself, or you can make it, you can develop yours. How to say? Do you see the screen? Kajana Goda screen?
Not yet, Sayadaw. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think. Where new share? I have to put it. New share is here. This is okay.
Yes, Sayadaw. Yeah.
Kajana Goda Sutta. This is a Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation. And also we have, in the Sutta Center, we have another Bhikkhu Sujata translation also there. Whatever translation it may be, as long as it covers the meaning or the original text, it's okay. Is still helpful. So here, what I'd like to tell you is a duality. We mostly depend on the duality, right? Duality is upon the notion of existence, upon the notion of a non-existence. Okay. So as long as we are based, our reflection based on the duality, these two duality, one of the two duality, then we cannot find ourselves to be a right, to have a right view. So this Sutta is highly recommended for you to read. Okay, Sutta, Kajana Gota Sutta, and then your mind will be changed. Okay. Samyutta Nikaya Twe Kajana Gota Sutta. Okay. So I will go back to our previous point. Okay. So this is encouragement for you to read the Sutta, Kajana Gota Sutta in the Samyutta Nikaya, for you to have a right understanding, right view. So to become a Buddhist is to have a right view, right? Without having right view, we cannot be rightly called ourselves as a Buddhist. So how to develop, how to see things, okay? How to prepare ourselves whenever we encounter with the other ideas or informations or other talks. So that is of great help for you. And also, so if we have that kind of understanding, if we prepare ourselves well, if we have such a kind of a yoniso manasikara, we are sure to be able to see things as they really are. Then that will be very important for us to have a right understanding or knowledge, or wisdom. Then this jnana is interpreted as a what? Used as a Dhamma Vijaya Sambhujanga, right? Among the seven Bhujanga, it is named as a Dhamma Vijaya Sambhujanga. Okay, so here the commentator, not only in this commentary, Atasalini commentary, but also in the Vibhanga commentary, Samoha Vinodani. Vibhanga is a book of analysis, right? And also is a commentary is called Samoha Vinodani commentary. So it is translated. The name of translation book is giving what? Dispeller of delusion, right? Dispeller of delusion is available. So in that book, it did here. These seven causes for the arising of wisdom are explained in detail. But in the book of Atasalini, it just gave a list of these seven. Okay, so here we are going to study this seven. Paripocha Kada. Okay, number one, Paripocha Kada. Frequent questioning about the five aggregate, etc. Okay, so if you want to become a wise, you have to ask, repeatedly ask. Firstly, yourself. Okay, not only asking the teacher. So asking the teacher is later, but whatever you read, you have to ask again and again yourself. One line you read, and then maybe one or two times you have to ask yourself again. First question is whether you understand or not. Okay, whether do I really understand or not, and then what does it mean? What is it behind the line or between the lines? Okay, so between the lines, what are the meaning and so on. So in this, what is his intention, the author's intention, the writer's intention, and so on. So we have to ask ourselves again and again first. So if we are not able to understand, if we cannot discern the point about for example, Rupa Khanda, okay, Rupa Khanda, aggregates of materiality. So then we have to ask our teacher again and again, and also if our teacher is not resourceful, then we have to go to another teacher and the eminent scholars and ask about the high aggregates. Suppose among the five aggregate we have a Rupa Khanda, okay, materiality aggregates of materiality. Then Rupa Khanda it can be divided into two parts, two main divisions. One is a Mahabhuta, another is Upada Rupa, okay, dependent rupas, great elements, 4 great elements and 24 dependents. Then so among the four great elements, so there is a called what? Patavi, Apo, Tejo, and then Vayo. Patavi is earth element. If we say earth element, so one day, when I'm giving a Dhamma talk to the small audience, then so our body is a Jadu Mahabhutika made up of 4 great elements. And then I ask them, do you know 4 great elements? Then they say that, yeah, we know. Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. Okay. What is a Patavi? And then I asked them, and then they said, Patavi is earth. Okay. Do you think in your body you have an earth? Okay. What do you think? I asked them, do you think in your body you have an earth? Or you have a fire on your body? Okay, in your body, within yourself, there is a fire or not? There is a what? Wind or air, and also water. So actually, the nature of earth is there within our body, within ourselves. Okay, because the earth has a nature of what? Hardness and softness. Okay, hardness and softness are there. So if we touch any part of our body, then there you can find this nature, this characteristic. So also heat nature, hotness and coolness, the heat and cold, we can feel, we can find this nature. Not the fire itself is there, not the earth itself is there, something like that. So if we just simply say, okay, there are four great elements in our body. Our body is made up of four great elements. Then if we simply say earth, fire, water, and the air, so then people were trying to find it out, these things. So if we don't understand how to interpret earth is, then we have to ask again, ask back. And then in this way we can develop our understanding more and more. So Dhamma Vijaya is like that. Then number two is what to Visada Iriya. Okay, what to means base. Visada means what? Clarity or clear. Okay, we have to make it clear our basis. Okay, we have to make clear our basis. What to means base. Kiriya means making. Basada means clarity. Making clarity of our basis. Okay, in that case here, cleansing one's inner and outer basis. So here I'm trying to translate like this. So our inner base is in mind. Okay. Okay. Ijadika and Bahida internally should be clear, clean and pure. Externally clean and pure. This is very important. So in the Vibhanga commentary, they explain that someday maybe you are practicing meditation, you keep it long, your hair is getting longer and longer, and also your nail and also are getting longer, your mustache or bear, they are getting very long, like a like a hermit. And also your body is maybe you don't have a time to clean your body, to take a shower, and then what? There are many. Your body become dirty and smelly. Sweat to come out, and also many dust are there through the wind. Your body is smeared with the sweat from your body and also dust from the outside. In that case, the physical body become unclean and impure. Okay. And also suppose you don't wash your clothes, your robe, so very smelly. And also you don't change it with the new clothes. Your old robe or old clothes is old and tattered, and also with a bad smell. And also your monastery, okay, very messy. Suppose your temple, your room become a very messy and temple become very messy, unclean, okay, untidy. So in that case, what happened? It is not pure, not clear. External condition is not pure and clear enough. then how can you get internally bright in nature? That is wisdom. So if you want to develop our wisdom, don't forget to take a shower. And also every day you have to clean your mouth, your body, your head hair, and the other part of the hair. You have to clean the body, and the robe should be clean, and also the room should be clean. And you should keep your room neat and tidy. And also your environment should be very, very good environment. Only then your wisdom, your knowledge will be brighter, your understanding will be brighter than ever before. That's why internally, externally also, external cleanness is also very important. Nowadays also cleansing your hands is very important, right? So without cleansing your hand, then there will be a big problem for the COVID-19. Without, without cleansing our hands, if we touch our face, our nose, our mouth, and then our eyes, then COVID can be easily affected. That's why what to Visada Kiriya is very important. Not only for the protection from the disease, but also from the development of wisdom. Okay, so also in our mind should be very clear. Okay, our mind should be free from the defilements. So that is called Vatu Visada Kiriya. Internally should be free from the mental hindrances and defilements. Externally should be clean enough. So that can make us brighter. So number 3 is Indriya Samatha Pati Padhanata. Indriya, faculty, Sama means balance. Okay. Samatha means state of being, keep being balanced. Pati Padhanata. Okay, Pati Padhanata means reaching to the state of being balanced or the faculties. So we can simply say balancing our own faculties. That faculty here means what? We have 5 faculties: Saddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. Okay, Saddha and Panya should be balanced. Okay, Viriya and Samadhi should be kept in balance. And but the Sati should be, how to say, we should be ever mindful. Okay, we should be ever mindful. So otherwise, it is dangerous. So how to keep a balance? For example, what Viriya, regarding the Viriya, if you make a lot of effort without sleeping, without lying down, without taking rest, you practice a meditation the whole day. For example, walking, and your legs become very painful and swollen, right? And then with the pain, if you are affected by the pain, then you will not be able to concentrate very well. So the story is Banvivesona. Okay, Banvivesona's story is very impressive. He made excessive effort to practice the meditation throughout the night, throughout the days, without lying, without sitting. Okay, so only with the standing pose, walking posture. Okay, so he walked throughout the days, and then what happened? He is a very tender person. His feet became swollen, and then at that time the Buddha understand his condition, and then the Buddha sent out the Buddha give him go there and then give admonishment with the simile of the half. Do you know half? HERV half. In Myanmar, we call sound upama. H-E-R-B. H-E-R-B or H-E-R-B. So a kind of a musical instrument, like a guitar, that there are many strings are there. So if we make a tighten, so much tighten, the sound will not be very pleasant. And also if you loosely attach the strings in the guitar, musical instrument, then what happens? The sound also will not be very pleasant. So also we have to keep a balance. So with this instruction of the Buddha, with the simile of the musical instrument, then Vanvivesona became an enlightened person, wisdom. So that's why we have to keep balance between Viriya and Samadhi. So if we have too much effort, if we made, then we are easy to have a wavering mind. So in that case, in order to control wavering mind, we have to pay attention to develop a concentration also. So viriya, effort and concentration should be kept in balance, as well as wisdom and faith should be kept in balance. So that's why we should not have a blind faith, even on the triple gym. So blind faith is dangerous. Okay, blind faith is dangerous. So that the faith should be balanced, should be kept in balance with the what? With the wisdom. And also if we are too much knowledgeable person, then it's also dangerous. So something like a what? In Bali, in the commentary, the word said by the commentary is a very interesting. Yeah, what that said. Besaja samuti do rogo adigejo. Okay. Besaja samuti do rogo. I will write here for your information. Besaja samuti do rogo adigejo. In the Vibhanga commentary, the Besaja, you know that, right? Medicine. Samuti do caused by the medicine. Rogo, a disease. A kind of disease that caused by the medicine is what? Dekeja. Dekeja means curable. Dekeja means become incurable. It's mean very difficult to be cured. Okay, so medical side effect, right? If we take a medicines, so that medicine sometimes produce a side effect. That's very difficult to be cured. So that's why in the commentary it is said, Besaja Smuti do rogo adikejon. Right? Besaja Smuti do rogo adikejon. So also if we have too much intelligence, too much knowledge, what happens? It's dangerous. So you study a lot about the Vidama and then Chitta. And then Chitta Niti Logo. Chitta is the Chitta led by the war is led by the Chitta. Chitta is the leader, the forerunner, brigasa of the war. And then you say that, okay, if uh, uh, to become to have a wholesome, to have a merit, we don't need to do dana offering anything. We don't need to offer robes and requisites and monasteries or whatever to the monks or any other needy person. So what we need to do is we have to keep the spirit of the offering in our mind. Okay, I want to offer. Offering is a good. That's only if only that much is okay. We don't actually need to perform offering. So that some people they don't like that. That's a very how to say. Too much knowledge. Okay, too much knowledge is a big problem for him. So in Bali it is called Chitu Bada Mati Newa Kusalan Hodi. Okay, Chitu Bada Mati Newa. Only by the arising of the consciousness, there is a wholesome. So if there is a wholesome, there will be wholesome result. He will think like that. But mental happening something in the mind is one thing, but the actual function is another. Okay, actual functioning is another. So you just have a mind that I want to offer, I want to make a donation, but you don't actually do, then you will not really get wholesome, meritorious mind. So that's why in the commentary it is reminded that it is something like a what? Bisaja samuti dorogo atikeja, because he is too much wisdom. That's why he has no faith at all, no faith in the offering. Happening in the mind is one thing, okay? But really renouncing, really removing attachment to the property we belong to is another thing, okay? It can be accomplished only through the giving only. That's why the Buddha, he, as a bodhisattva, he firstly found that among the 10 perfections, the first perfection is dana. Okay, he found that because not merely happening in the mind, but in the real action of giving up something that we belong to, is different in the sense as well as in the feeling, in the mentality. That's why we have to keep our indriya faculties in balance. And then number 4 is the Dhobbanya. Dhobbanya Pogala Parivachanata. We have to dissociate. Okay, we have to Parivachana means avoid. Okay, we have to avoid from the dull or ignorant person. Yeah, this is also external condition. Okay, if you listen to the ignorant person, then this is a big problem for you in acquiring knowledge. So Dhobbanya Bogala Parivachanata, we have to avoid. Okay, the dull person, ignorant person. If we associate, or if we listen, if we approach, then to him or to her, and then what we can learn from them is what about the other things, not about the Khanda, Ayatana, Dhatu, Satya, and so on, not about the profound teaching of the Buddha. So about the other worldly things. So that's why we have to avoid these people. We have to be selective in choosing our friend. We have to selective to be friend with another people. And also number 5 is a Panyavanda Bogala Sevanada, associate with the wise. Okay, Panyavanda Bogala. So to encourage you to associate with the knowledgeable persons or wise persons. And also number 6 is a what? Gambira Jnana Jariya Pachavakhana. Gambira Jnana Jariya Pachavakhana. Pachavakhana means reflecting. Okay, reflection. Gambira Jnana. So Kanadi. Gambira Jnana means profound knowledge. Okay. With the profound knowledge, we have to what? We have to reflect on the profound Dhamma that they got 5 aggregates, okay, 12 bases, and so on. So these are the profound sphere, and also with the profound wisdom, profound knowledge, we have to reflect. Now we may have a profound knowledge, but if we fail to reflect on it, then that will not work. That will not be developed into the spiritual intelligence or Dhamma Vijaya Sambhojjhanga. So that's why we have to reflect, use our profound knowledge and on the what? On the reflection of the what? 5 aggregates, 12 bases, and so on. Then number 7 is the Dada Dimodada, state of being inclined for the rising of the wisdom. So this number 7 pada is common to all 7 fetters of enlightenment. Dada Dimodada. So we have to have our mind inclined towards the wisdom. So I want to be wise, I want to acquire the knowledge and so on. So I want to study the Dhammasaṅgaṇī or Abhidhamma and so on. That is the inclination. Without this inclination, you will not find anyone teaching the Dhamma, Abhidhamma, or Pali, and so on. So that's why these 7 causes are very important causes for us, for the rising of the wisdom in our mind. So that is the commentator, Athasalini commentary provide this kind of information for you to understand what is jnana sambhayutta. Okay, what is jnana? How to develop jnana? What are the conditions for the rising of a jnana, for the development of a jnana, for the transformation from the knowledge into intelligence. Okay, how to transform. So with this understanding, we will conclude today's lecture. Thank you so much for your listening.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
You said,
Okay, bye
Sadhu.
bye. I say Buddha Sasananji and data too.
Buddha
Buddha Gagana
Buddha Okay, sadhu, sadhu. Happy to see you.